one.
Okay, so if I was creating a quiz or test to give to my students, I would use the Google Forms tool instead of actually trying to create the questions in Google Classroom. A couple reasons for that. Google Classroom just doesn't handle a lot of questions very well. They're more set up for individual questions, more for polling, maybe an exit ticket. But if I'm actually doing a test or a quiz, 10 questions or more, definitely want to use a Google form. In Google Forms, though, the big thing you want to make sure you do is go to settings first. And in settings, you need to change it to quizzes. Quizzes, then, you have to select this little slide bar, make this a quiz. And when I do that, it gives me some choices. So immediately after each submission, it will release the grade. Later, after manual review, is totally up to you. Turns on email collection. So whichever one you prefer. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And once that happens on my quizzes now, on my questions, I can create an answer key. So here's just say question one. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go to answer key. And this is where you put the answers in. So I'm going to select that, give it a point value. So maybe it's worth 10 points. And then I'll go back to edit question, and there it is. Now let's say I make a new question. I'm just going to duplicate this. Go back to my answer key because it will duplicate the same correct answer and change that one to answer number 1. Or if maybe you have 2 correct answers. And then go back to edit, and there it is. So I'm going to go question number 2. Now, once you've gone ahead and created your whole entire test, one other thing I'd like to do too is under responses here. If you like to see the responses, you can go and check accepting responses. But if you go to this little area here, this is for your Google Sheets, and select this, you can also get email notifications or select response destinations if you want to go someplace else. But this is if you want to actually get emails. I probably wouldn't recommend it. Your Google Classroom should notify you when students turn this in. But if you ever did wanted to get an email notification when someone turns a Google form in, you can do that as well. So I'm going to go back to questions and go to my Google Classroom now. And what I would do here is I would actually go to new, create an assignment. And when I create my assignment, I can just call that test or quiz. And then below here, I would definitely want to give it a due date for a test, especially if it's going to be the same day. Give it the due date the same day. I'm just going to pick it tomorrow for this example. And then you also can give it time if you want to make sure it's done by the end of the day. Other things here, though, this is the most important part here. So then you want to go to your Google Drive. So select the Google Drive icon. And when you select the icon, you're going to choose the form from your Google Drive. So this takes just a second here. And then there's the quiz. Since it's unrecent, it's the most recent thing I did. So I'm going to select that. And I am going to, if you need to give instruction on there, you could put those in and then hit assign. And it would assign it to that class. And then the students, you'll notice here, it'll tell you when the student is done with that particular quiz, because notice here, 5 not done, 0 done. Once a student completes it, it'll say the student has completed it, and you'd also be able to see who is in there. So these are my only 5 students showing up. This is from a Google training yesterday. But if a student completed it, it would say this particular student is completed. I hope this helps. And if you have any more questions, definitely just give me an email or give me a call at extension 4245. Thank you.